Hi everybody, I just want to talk a little bit about it's going to be some tips and tricks on how I picked up my stitches for the I-cord for in the round. I did 3 different I-cords on this Rocket t-shirt, and each time I changed it a little bit different and I got a better result for each time. So this is the very last armhole that I am picking up. One of the things that I did when I picked up my stitches for under the arm, I picked up a few extra stitches here. In the beginning, I started right here, picked up a few extra stitches here, did my 10 that I needed to cast on here, and then when I got over here to the other side, and then I knit, because these were live stitches here in the blue, and then when I picked up the underarm stitches, I had these live stitches on top of the other ones. So I just did a knit row all the way around, which seemed to even out my stitches a little bit. And it doesn't say that in the pattern, but that's what I did, and that just kind of helped me. And then here when I got to the end of my live stitches, I picked up 2 extra stitches in this section here to kind of help with the hole when you go connecting it together. And then of course it tells you to add on 4 stitches for your I-cord. So these are my 4 stitches for my I-cord. Oops, it's not focusing. Come on, focus. There we go. Those are the 4 stitches that I have for my I-cord to start that. So I'm going to do the normal I-cord that it tells you to do in an I-cord, which I realized you can do in 3, 4, 5. You can have as wide a I-cord as you want. You just have to follow the pattern of I-cord, knit to the last stitch on your thing, and then knit 2 together for your I-cord. And it doesn't matter how big an I-cord you want, but this pattern calls for 4-stitch I-cord. So I will work that 4-stitch I-cord. When I get to the end of the 4-stitch I-cord, I will show you what I have been doing to finish my stitches and connecting them together in the round to try to make it so that it's seamless and you don't notice that as a seam. It is under the arm, so it's not as easy to see, but if you were doing it on, on the collar, which is what I did on one of them, it does help to be able to do this little trick, and I'll show you. This is my seam on my, there we go. This is the seam on my collar, and it's not bad, but the seam under the arm on the last one got a little bit better. So there's the seam under the arm, a little bit nicer. So I'll show you what I've been doing to pick those stitches up when I get to that part. Okay, so now that you are done with your I-cord all the way around, you have 4 stitches remaining. We are going to connect these to this as best we can without as best we can without leaving a hole, I guess is what I want to say. So the first thing you're going to do, leave your 4 stitches live onto, let me zoom in a little bit here. There we go. Leave your 4 stitches live onto the needle. I changed it and I started using a double pointed needle. I noticed in the last couple of ones that I did, the double pointed needle kind of, being that it was bamboo, didn't let the stitches slip as much. So I used the bamboo needle for that. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to leave those stitches live, take our end of our working yarn and just give it 6-8 inches, give it a cut. So we're done with that. Take your darning needle, whatever kind you like to use, and we are going to use that to finish up our last stitches. But before we do that, I want to show you the stitches that we are going to be picking up and using. Okay, I'm going to stick this in here so I don't lose my stitches off of the needle. Okay, so here is our cast on piece that we have. So we want to pick up the 4 stitches that are cast on, but we don't want to pick up the 4 stitches here that we made. We want to pick up the 4 stitches that we cast on. So here is one of them down in here, right here. And you want to kind of find these before you are trying to find them at the end. So there's one. Here's our second one. I'm doing this backwards into the, there's our second one. Our third one is right here. Right here, make sure you get both legs. Right here. And our fourth one is back here. Right here is our fourth one on the back part. So we want to make sure that we get all 4 of ours, find our 4 stitches, and those are what we're going to start using. Okay. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is, once we have our needle threaded with our working yarn, we're going to take this very first stitch off the needle and pull it through. We are going to find our stitch back here and make sure that we pick up both legs of that stitch. Okay, pull it tight. We're not done. Now, we only picked up one leg of that stitch previous. We got to pick up the other leg, pick that up, and then also take this needle off. And we can tighten this all up and it'll, oh, that's my, there we go. Tighten it all up and it stays nice and tight. Okay, so now, oops, we can pick up our next live stitch here, get those 2 on the needle, and then also pick up our other leg of that and get the first one here, and then tighten it all up. And then make sure we get this, get our other leg here, because when you stretch it out a little bit, you can see that other leg that we picked up. Where is it? It is right here. And then we will get, oops, I came unthreaded. Get this leg, get this needle out of here so we can see what we're doing. Okay, so now we're picking up our last leg here, these 2, but we are not done. We've got to finish it off by closing this leg up and picking it into here. And then we can get a nice, see how nice that looks by pulling that nice and tight and connecting that I-cord there. And then this is where you can run it through a couple of stitches here and try to tighten anything that might be loose with your working yarn. But that is how I've done to try to make it so that the I-cord is almost invisible and that you're not seeing it by doing those stitches. So I hope this helped. This was what I used on my Easy V. Then you're just going to want to work these stitches in and weave in your ends. But I hope this helped with you doing your I-cord in the round on your sweater or anything that you're doing in the round to connect that so that you have a nice seamless connection. That way, if it's a possible place that it shows, it's not going to be as obvious as where you ended and then trying to do make them look like they're supposed to be together. So I hope that helped. Thanks for watching.